Really, Asus? I had to use my tech channel to get this repaired? Shame on you. Let's go over what happened. So for those of you that are here, this is what happened. My board here has been giving me problems for about a year now, restarting, things like that. I've done every troubleshooting thing possible in order to see what was wrong with this. I eliminated the RAM. Matter of fact, I sent the RAM in 3 times to Gskill. At the time when I did purchase the RAM, they were on the QVL list. Well, now they're not, but Gskill says they work. So that's the RAM situation. Now, I have a 3900X on this. I've put it in other machines. It works just fine. I've put the RAM that I currently have from Gskill that I've been using in this in other machines. It's working fantastic. So it's not those two components. I also did troubleshooting such as disconnecting things, of course, turning it off, then disconnecting, turning it back on, and see if it would restart. I started that process once the computer was restarting just every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, no matter what I did. I could stay idle, I could surf the web, I could bring up different programs such as Steam, things like that, and it still just crashed. I went in and I even, with graphics drivers, I went in and used DDU 3 times. 3 times in a row I even did, and used that, wiped it out, and it still would crash on me, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Also, I went in and used the DHOCP, I believe it's called, and I just also let it go on default. So I've tried everything possible that I could think of. I did not try timings. I just don't mess with timings. You shouldn't have to mess with timings. I even made the motherboard. I even did it, what's the setting? Optimal settings within it. I flashed the BIOS. I've done everything you could probably think of. So I sent it into Asus. I sent this board, which is in this box. I almost completely opened it, but I want to do this in front of you. I want to do this in front of Asus so that we can look to see if I got the same serial number, which I won't show you guys. And I will also see if I got a new one, in other words. They wanted to sell me a new one for $421.09, I believe it was. This is how much it irritated me that I can remember that number. When I paid only $250, right around that, for it brand new. Really, Asus? Okay. So what had happened at that point is that I sent it in after all that troubleshooting, got an RMA, sent it in, and what had happened is that they found a LED broken on the back side, and they, according to their warranty, which is a bunch of bullshit, Asus, is that if there's anything broke, anything, a freaking LED, if anything is damaged, warranty is null and void. Really, Asus? LED? LED, okay? That's not the most infuriating part of it. I packed the living daylights out of it, okay? And I sent it via UPS. this is all important, I'll get around to it. I sent it via UPS and packed it myself. Word of warning, lesson number 1 for y'all that are out there watching this. UPS changed their policy for claims. If you pack it, you either have to get insurance, additional insurance on it, or you cannot make a claim if the receiver says it came to them damaged. Well, like I said, they found a LED broken. Moving on. I packaged it myself, like I said before. And so I couldn't make a claim. Asus also said that they didn't even have pictures of the way it came in. So even if I could make a claim, UPS wants 7 pictures from who received it and who was saying that it was damaged. So as you can see, this box, it's been thrown around a bit. It came from FedEx. Nothing unusual about this whole thing, okay? So like I said, I started opening it. As you can see, it hasn't been opened yet. But I wanted you to know what happened. So I called them back after receiving the email, and that was stating that it's damaged and you need to file a claim or pay $421.09 for a brand new one. Well, after going to UPS and not able to get a claim going on it for those 2 separate reasons, I called Asus again. I got this real arrogant guy. I wish I could remember his name. I was telling him my situation. I said, "Hey man, can you help me out? This is ridiculous. I'm not an RGB guy." Which, if you watch my channel, you know I've dabbled in it a bit of stuff, but I don't rely on it. I don't make it a theme for my builds. If it's there, I may play with it. In other words, I could give a living hoots about RGB. So, I let him know that, and, what's the big deal with LED, tried to get some technical information from him, and he said, warranty's a warranty. There's no getting around it. I said, okay, we can't do anything about this? And I tried to stay as nice as I could with him. And he's like, no, not at all. So I said, you're not going to work with me? No. And just, no. I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to. And this is all this time before this, I didn't make one mention of my YouTube channel. At this point, I did. I said, okay, I'll just have to go ahead and do a video, which I'm doing now, about this whole situation. He goes, with a very arrogant, I could see the smile right through the phone. No, we weren't video conferencing. Well, you just do that. You have the right to express your opinion. And that was, I skipped a spot. I'm sorry. I forgot about this. I asked for the manager, and he said he is the manager. And he was just very arrogant about the whole thing. I've never had this problem with Asus. I've never had a problem per se with their product, except for once, and that was the X370 motherboard. And I let them know right away as a content creator because I wanted to get it back as quickly as I could, and that was the only reason why. And they took care of that rather quickly. Matter of fact, on that one also, I discovered something after I called, got the RMA, and I put it on the sheet. What had happened is I damaged a capacitor or resistor on that motherboard when I applied the EK Phoenix CPU block, because you got to put it on exactly right, or else you'll do that to your motherboard. But I wrote that out, and they still took care of it, no problem, and boom. But I wanted to see how things were going to turn out, and they turned out pretty crappy. And it was kind of a surprise, but not, because like I said, they took care of me once before, no problem. But I've also had people that I know say that Asus, they don't take care of the people. Now I'm feeling what they're saying, and I'm very disappointed with Asus. I really don't go with the cancel culture bit, things like that, but Asus does not have my business anymore. I will use this because I bought it before this whole thing, and I deserve to have this repaired because I didn't break that LED. I know that for certain. I take care of my things. As you see, I have all my boxes behind me and everything in them. So, you know, there's all that. Then I receive a email about 4 or 5 days later. I can't remember exactly what it was, saying that, oh, your RMA has been reinstated. We will repair your motherboard and get you taken care of this one time. I forget exactly how it was. I'll be putting the emails within this video at the appropriate times. So you should be seeing that email now. At this point, I'm like, okay, that's what should have happened without me even having to say anything about my tech channel. Oh, sorry. There was an email before that. When I talked to the guy and the email that came to me, the person dealing with it made some accusations about a couple of things, and questioned my integrity, everything else. I was not very happy about that. As you can see in the email I'm putting up here, you can read that, and it infuriated me that Asus and their personnel would actually do this. I've held Asus pretty high. I've defended them with my friends, saying, you know, give them a chance. But after this email, I just, no. Just no, Asus. So there's the email, and then I'll put the other email back up on, you know, them saying that, oh, this one courteous time we will help you out. Well, as you saw within that email, I put down at the bottom, Chris, the Tech Basement, and put my URL to my channel. Then I received that second email saying, this one time we will take care of you. That's not how to do business, Asus, no. So let's get around to opening this. Like I showed, my integrity, you know, I'm showing you exactly what I did. There's nothing. Oh, I just opened that. This is still intact. This is still intact. The tape, there's no double taping on here. So Asus, if it's broken, it's FedEx's problem or yours. So I don't think it's gonna be. I really don't. But Now, I feel I have to guard myself against them. Just say the least. Okay, let's see what we have. Original unit has been replaced with same or comparable model. Oh, swapped serial number. So original serial number was ending in, from what I understand here, EGP, swapped it with LG3. And then they have a, oh my God. The amount for it. For the whole thing going down, right down the line, shipping, blah, blah, blah. The board at $350. It was, you'll see in the email, you already did, where it said $421. Now don't tell me that ain't some shady shit. Okay, here it is. Packed a lot worse than what mine was. Oh, check this out. Check it out. Okay, check it. That's indented and stuff. Just be forewarned. If I'm sounding a little ridiculous, well, Asus, you drove me to this. If I have to be this cautious, this way about stuff, you see how nice and I'm okay. So this is how they packed it. All right. Touch of metal. Didn't cut through. It's just ridiculous. Serial number. Bar number. Nothing's matching up on this bag. I'll take a look on the board. All the LEDs are intact. I'm sure even if I zoom in, you're not going to be able to see that. Okay, serial number is on the back of here. I don't know why it's not on that. That's just ridiculous. Should be on the board somewhere. I don't see why it's not. But here it is. We'll see if it works. But as you also know, I bought a different computer. And Asus, I went to M5. You might have seen this in the back. I'm going back to my good old friends Gigabyte. So, you've lost me. But this is going to go somewhere else to someone that is going to need it, or I'll just keep it for benching reasons. I have chassis I can put this in and do things with it. It said it passed on the 8th, Didn't have a year, so it could have been last year, a year before. Who knows? We'll definitely look into a few things on this and go from there. But as far as I can tell, capacitors, resistors, nothing is damaged that I can see. Everything looks in place. I do see, you know what's real funny? Looks like the cooling compound underneath here for the, oh, look at, this is loose. Check it out. Just so you know. Look at, let's see here. See that screw? Here. See that screw right there? It's not all the way in. No, it's not a new motherboard, but they want to get nitpicky. I'll get nitpicky. But like I said, I'll run this through the paces, see what's going on, and see if it actually works. I don't have any extra M.2, so I'll have to be using SATA, and I'll be using everything else. But that's my experience. Asus did send another one out to me, but questioned my integrity, everything else, and I wasn't appreciative of that. So with that and all the hassle I had to go through just to get the A board back to me, which they obviously found some issue with. They didn't even tell me what it was, if anything, but I'm pretty sure there was. So we'll see how this works. Thank you for coming on by. Appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe, and stay tuned for Black and Blue Mini. That is my M5 build that I will be bringing to you. And this is Chris saying out.